This is your brother, the indescribable 1981. I remember some months ago, might have been last summer, but I know it was about 5, 6 months ago. The rapper Plies got on Instagram and he was talking about, he not the type of person that'll run out of relationship when they have problems. Because how many problems we give God when we ask God for things and then we destroy our blessings and then we go crying back to God. How many times God keep dealing with us over and over and God don't give up on us? If we created in the Creator's image, then we created to take and tolerate things out of compassion to the fullest extent that we can't no more. And then after that, we've done our best. So I say that to say this. There's a lot of people who dealing with they self. And the biggest and most challenging thing to deal with is always you. This is why people run from themselves and they point out problems that others have because it's easy to point a finger when we don't want to point at ourselves. And one thing I realized is Plies was right. His opinion was sounded like it's a common sense opinion that someone would have. We can't get mad at others because we going through a whole bunch with them and then we give up. A lot of us have done things that the Most High God, the Creator, did not approve of, did not like, did not think that was a good thing to do, and yet and still we are forgiven over and over, and we're still treated like the child of the Creator that we are. And I realize if you're gonna speak about something, make sure you're actually living it. If you actually created in God's living image, character, personality, same type of intuition. Once we got that breath of life blown into us, we was inspired within that breath of life to do even other things. The breath of life, once it came into a child's nostrils, giving birth in a hospital room or however you came into this world. Once the breath of life kicked in, the baby starts to cry. Then after the cry, the baby gets hungry, so you have to put him on mother's breast. Then after that, the baby gets burped and puts to rest, and because of the breathing and the digestion, the child takes his first poop out of the mother's womb. And when we think about it, this is how life is with us. We come into this realm, we receive the breath of life. The breath of life empowers us to be hungry, not only for physical food, but hungry to know things, question things, hungry for experiences. You know what I mean? And now we here in full motion as an emotion, a soul, experiencing life like the way we're supposed to experience it. And continue to evolve and grow and transform through these experiences. Because life doesn't stop. Life continues to evolve and multiplies. It comes back into oneness and then multiplies and again it comes back into oneness. It's an expansion and contraction, back and forth things. So it don't stop regardless of what happens. I'm grateful to the subscribers that leave comments. I'm grateful to y'all who are listening to these messages and actually taking them to heart and using them in y'all life. My thing is this. I'm already a happy person and joyful as is. Because the creator we come from is joy. Yet what makes me more proud and more joyful and more happy, what adds on to my happiness and joy is when I see people learn things and then they use what they learn. Now, it's a lot of people out here using what they learn online, but it's not good things. Notice people quickly want to learn something to do to somebody else, and they'll go look up something on that. And, you could put together a bomb or a pipe bomb or anything with any type of materials coming out of Home Depot or Lowe's, and then you can look at all the ancient masters and ascended masters and prophets that came through and follow their divine messages that they told us to follow and see where you go from there. See, a lot of us learn things, but we don't use it because it's really not something that interests us. You always choose what you want to do through your actions. You don't choose by telling people this is what you choose. I can say I'm for God all day, but I may go throughout my day looking at others who have things that I don't have, and I get jealous. And then now I want to do some devilish shit. Yet I say I'm all for God. In a way, we all imitating the Creator. When we say something and do something else, that's hypocrisy. But when you say something and do something else, that's also a form of, to me, concealing your true motives when others don't need to know what you're doing because they may be the type to try to block your motives or cock block you or stop the divine will, which that's not going to happen. So this is just another video touching bases with, my subscribers and any and everyone. And also I do these videos for myself as well. Many of you probably don't know. When people do videos, I used to think about when they say Tupac used to do music. When Tupac did music, he never would listen to his music. He would just jump to the next track and jump and make some more music. Constantly building, constantly growing, doing what you're doing. Then when I heard Lil Wayne say, he always listened to his own music and listened to himself, it helps me to believe and think that, you know what? The most work you're going to ever do in life is working on yourself. You can do a job and work for a company for years, yada, 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 that's fine and dandy. You can say I've been raising children for years and doing this and that for years. Yeah, that's fine and dandy. But how much work have you been doing on yourself over the years? You can point fingers and blame all you want. How much can you do work on yourself? How much work have you done on yourself over the years? Does self-work stop? Or does self-work continue as long as your soul is in existence? We asking a lot of the wrong questions and wondering why we're also receiving answers to these questions that we're asking. When we ask questions the right way, questions that help us to grow, questions that help us to evolve, questions that help us to actually tap into our soul so that once we change, we send out a vibration in all of the ethers around us in the atmosphere where people just start changing also. And it goes to show you, you can't force change into this world from the outside in. You can't force change upon no one from the outside in. So spirit works from the inside out. When you can change everything inside of you that you see out here in the world that you don't like, which is something inside you that you need to change, most likely you will start seeing the whole entire universe change for some reason when you start changing. Goes back to that example where when you want to buy a red car, let's say a red Ferrari or a red Toyota 4Runner pickup, all of a sudden you start seeing red Toyota 4Runner pickups and red cars all over the place. Ever since you wanted to buy a red car or a red truck, you start seeing the same type of red cars and red trucks. That's how it is when you change yourself. When you change yourself, you start seeing the divine creator in everyone, even people who look like they're bums or pieces of shits. Because you're seeing from the heart that you corrected inside of you. When you correct your heart inside of you, you look at everything as divine. You'll never complain. You look at everything as, their best self, even though they may not be their best self. So I'm grateful I can share these things with others because I know that I see myself in others. It's grateful to go back and give out experiences that I had on this screen talking to y'all because I know the hard things in life that is hard for people to get over, going through their own particular paths. Everybody's struggle and everybody's demons is not the same. Everybody has their unique type of demons or struggles or, flaws that they have to work on. And some people can't work on their flaws because they're focused on the flaws of others. Yet, you can indirectly work on your flaws when you start seeing good in others. And when you start speaking good into others, and then when you do that for others and you start seeing things in their life unfold, somehow, some way, your flaws and your healing starts to occur. I find this strange before I end this video. I find it strange that whenever I was in pain, like I had a toothache or a headache or was going through something, depression, I found out that when I continue to help others or when I continue to push forward and go through my depression by helping others get over their depression, I've noticed that when I saw changes in them and then when I saw results, for some reason, I always felt the good vibe after helping that person for that day. I always felt the good vibe after feeding the squirrels or throwing bread to the birds. I always felt the good vibe when I got out and went for long walks to get over depression. Sat at the park, put my feet in the dirt, sit by a tree, have long talks with my spirit guides and archangels and the Most High Creator, fairies, MILFs, gnomes. Deep talks with my subconscious mind, my subconscious self. I always felt the upliftment or like a little burst of electrical energy around my navel area, like a intuitive spark, or the hairs on my head start to stand up because I improved something, or I did a small gesture, or I touched a tree, or I kissed a flower, or I smiled at a little baby or something like that. I noticed I always felt better emotionally, physically, health-wise, mentally. You know what I mean? After an experience where I go through my day and I've seen the bad and the good all in one day. And I realize a lot of the same things can happen to two people, but one person will handle it and respond to those bad things different from the other person all day, every day. And that's the difference. We're on this same planet Earth. We see the same situations going on in life. We see a lot of the same family issues, childhood traumas. Yet somehow, some way, because we knew our soul's mission here was greater than our own ego, our soul's mission here is greater than anything we could ever imagine, we start to realize we got to get better. We have to change. We got to change some of our ways and the things that we came up as karmic debts that we had to pay. We had to get rid of anger. You know what I mean? And it's a powerful thing because some things are hard and impossible for people to get over. And if they can acknowledge that it's impossible, ask for help from the divine. Don't have so much pride that you can't ask for help from the divine. Because even spirit guides and angels sometimes need help from other spirit guides and other angels in the spirit world. Everything works as a unit when it comes to the heavenly kingdom. Everybody function together as oneness. Got our unique abilities and stuff, but we work together with oneness in the heavenly kingdom. And this is what we're supposed to aim and continue to do. Work together for the greater cosmic good. Everything else out here is already bad. There's a lot of stuff already corrupt. So wouldn't it make sense to have a mustard seed of positivity in a big old world where everybody and everything and every mindset is negativity and corrupted with wicked and evil intentions and motives? Wouldn't it make sense to become that mustard seed of positivity? Just a small ounce of positivity, a small ounce of poison, a small act of transformation can make big changes in the universe. Sometimes that's what people is doing and what people is up to. So if you got a desire or the power or the strength to change that, feel free to change it. I'll get back at y'all with another video. The next video gonna be particularly on anger. All right? Love y'all.